Is this the fight that will redefine the light heavyweight division? Yeah, you heard that right. Dmitry Bivol is stepping into the ring with none other than Artur Beterbiev. And shit's about to get real. This isn't just a fight. It's a battle of the undisputed crown. We're talking two undefeated champions with very different styles. And when they collide, the boxing world will be watching with bated breath. So what makes this matchup so special? Let's break down the excitement, the stakes, and why this fight could be the defining moment of their careers. But before we do, be sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this. Dmitry Bivol has quietly and methodically climbed the ranks of the light heavyweight division, a natural talent. He began his rise by outclassing opponents with a blend of speed, precision, and ring IQ that sets him apart from the typical brawler. His victory over Canelo Alvarez in 2022 was nothing short of masterful. That night, he displayed a defensive and offensive prowess that left many fans and experts speechless. It was then that Bivol began to speak openly about his goal. I don't just want to be a champion, I want to be the undisputed champion. His focus on legacy, rather than just racking up wins, gives this fight an extra layer of significance. Now let's talk about the other half of this equation, Artur Beterbiev. If Bivol is the surgeon, Beterbiev is the hammer. With a record of 20-0, all by knockout, he embodies raw power. His journey into professional boxing followed a successful amateur career where he developed his aggressive, relentless fighting style. Even at 39, Beterbiev remains a wrecking ball in the division. In his most recent bout against Callum Smith, he displayed a frightening level of intensity, breaking down his opponents with precise, powerful shots. For Beterbiev, this fight isn't just another defense of his titles. It's his chance to prove that he's the man in the division. As he put in a recent interview, "This is what I want and what I need." This matchup has boxing purists drooling because it's a classic clash of styles. Bivol the technical master versus Beterbiev the knockout artist. Let's dive into what makes each of their approaches so fascinating. Bivol fights like a chess grandmaster. His footwork is crisp, his punches precise, and his defense impeccable. He knows how to dictate the pace, often frustrating his opponents by keeping them at the end of his jab. In his fight against Canelo, Bivol didn't just outbox him, he outthought him. Every move seemed 2 steps ahead, leaving Canelo swinging at air for much of the fight. For Bivol, it's all about creating angles, finding openings, and exploiting them with surgical accuracy. His training focuses on endurance, technique, and mental sharpness, as he's known for grueling sparring sessions designed to replicate the high-stress environment of a real fight. Now, contrast that with Beterbiev. His style is almost a complete opposite. Brutally straightforward, but highly effective. Beterbiev's approach can be summed up in one word: pressure. He marches forward, cutting off the ring with his footwork, and unleashes a barrage of body and headshots that force his opponents into survival mode. Each punch he throws has knockout potential, and he's relentless in his pursuit. His training is notorious for its intensity, incorporating old-school rugged methods like wood chopping for power and stamina. To opponents, he's like a storm that keeps coming, and he rarely gives them room to breathe. It's one thing to say that a fight has high stakes, but this one carries historical weight. The winner of this bout will unify the light heavyweight division, a feat that hasn't been accomplished since Roy Jones Jr. in 2004. In boxing, holding all the belts is a statement of absolute dominance, a claim to be the best, period. For Bivol, it's the culmination of a dream. He said time and time again that his motivation to become the undisputed champion keeps him going through the grueling training sessions and the pressure of the big fights. For Beterbiev, it's about solidifying his legacy as the division's most fearsome force. One fight can change everything, Beterbiev once said, highlighting the enormity of what's on the line. So how is this fight gonna play out? That's the million-dollar question. Analysts, they're divided. On paper, Bivol's superior technical skill gives him an advantage. He has an uncanny ability to control distance, and if he can stick to a disciplined game plan, he might be able to outbox Beterbiev. His game plan will likely involve lots of movement, using his jab to disrupt Beterbiev's rhythm, while staying clear of the danger zones. But that's easier said than done. Beterbiev, on the other hand, is a nightmare to deal with for 12 rounds. Even if Bivol manages to avoid the early onslaught, Beterbiev has shown time and time again that his power carries deep into fights. He doesn't get frustrated easily either. His approach is methodical, chopping down his opponent like a tree until it finally falls. His strategy will be to close the distance, get Bivol to engage, and unleash those heavy hands. Let's not forget the fan perspective. Social media is buzzing, with theories flying left and right. Some believe that Bivol's masterclass performance against Canelo is evidence that he can outbox Beterbiev and make it look easy. Others argue that Beterbiev's pressure and power will be too much, eventually wearing Bivol down. It's not just about who wins, it's also about how they win. Will it be a grueling 12-round chess match or a dramatic knockout? Fans are divided, and that's what makes this matchup so exhilarating. This fight also brings an important historical context. Unifying a division is one of boxing's rarest achievements. Think of legends like Roy Jones Jr. and Bernard Hopkins who achieved this milestone. Now, Bivol and Beterbiev have the opportunity to etch their names in that exclusive list. If Bivol wins, his victory will not only solidify him as one of the best technical fighters of his era, but also as a true champion who took on the most dangerous challenges. For Beterbiev, a win means affirming his status as one of the most dominant forces in light heavyweight history, a relentless juggernaut who unified all the belts through sheer power and will. So here we are, two undefeated titans set to collide for all the glory. This isn't just another title fight. It's a defining moment in boxing history. Both fighters have their game plans, strengths, and weaknesses. Bivol's technical mastery versus Beterbiev's raw power. Brains versus brawn. Surgeon versus hammer. This is the kind of fight that keeps fans up at night, playing out different scenarios in their heads. But who do you think has the edge? Is it Bivol's tactical genius or Beterbiev's unrelenting pressure? Let us know in the comments. And if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to the Knockout Nest for all the latest breakdowns and analysis, as we build up to what promises to be an unforgettable night in boxing. We'll see you again when the dust settles on the canvas.